What is up, guys? So today we're going to talk about picking up crackheads off of the street, which is an interesting topic to say the least. But anyway, let's get into it. Now, I've been watching the whole Scotty G and Smoking Sheriff and Paddy Conroy saga, and if you're not familiar with it, what's happened is, like, it started off with the Smoking Sheriff's badge. He was arguing with Scotty G online, dark side content. That's what they do. It's like a drama, drama content. They just argue with each other and call each other wrong uns, and it's obvious that Scotty's like struggling with addiction. You can see it in all his videos. He's like, eh. So it doesn't take a genius to work it out. So I don't know what it were over, but Smoking Sheriff was arguing back and forth, and he was calling him a smackhead, and he was brought his son in, or his stepson, and says, "Oh, what do you think?" And he's going, "Oh, fucking smackhead." And I remember at the time that didn't sit well with me, so I made a video about it. And that's what they were doing. They were just having a bit of back and forth, and then recently a picture surfaced of Scotty G, and he was homeless on the streets, wrapped in like a sleeping bag, just on the streets. So Smoking Sheriff's badge, he's gone and picked him up, took him off the street. He's gone looking for him. So I mean, fair play, totally support that. He's gone to help him, he's reached out, he's found him, gone to the chemist that he was going to, picked him up and took him to Paddy Conroy's farm or shed or whatever it is, and that's where he's been staying. Now, to me, that's quite admirable. It's not easy taking crackheads off the street. I've done it before myself. That's what I'm going to talk about today, and I've been watching it, and I've got to be honest, I can't lie. It's as though I like watching it, it seems just a little bit weird for some reason. And what they're doing is Paddy Conroy's helping him out, he's giving him a shed, they've done the whole GoFundMe, got him some clothes, getting him back on his feet. And there's an old saying, it's all cliche, corny, but it's true. You can't help someone unless they want to help themselves. And to be honest, it looks like Scotty's in the right place. It looks like he's ready to take this on, and they've been making content, and it's good. But again, I've got to be honest, there's something about it feels a little bit weird. Paddy Conroy's like patronising him a little bit, and they're doing videos like, "Oh, look, Scotty's having a shave today," and it's all very performing monkey-ish. But it's a big job, getting a new crackhead. I mean, you've got to feed them twice a day. You've got to take them out for walks. If they pee on the carpet, you've got to rub the nose in it. So remember, guys, crackheads are for life, not just for Christmas. But yeah, listen, I admire what they're doing. He's reached out, he's helping him, and it's good to see. And hopefully Scotty's in the right place. I know my own personal experience of helping people has always ended up bad. But then again, I'm not like an underworld boss, or like Paddy Conroy is. But anyway, that's what I'm going to talk about today. Good luck to the guys. I really hope he makes it. I hope they do some good content together. But, I can't help feeling there's something a little weird going on. But, yeah. Now, crackheads are scumbags, and I've, myself included, I used to be a crackhead. And I've stolen off people, I always try to maintain at least some level of humanity, and morals, but they kind of go out the window because you need drugs. You need to get them, otherwise you're ill. So I have stolen off people, and when you get clean, you've got to live with that. So junkies are scumbags, as simple as that. And I'm just going to talk about a couple of times when I tried helping people, and it always ends up going wrong. And the first time was a guy called Ginger Sai. He used to be a bouncer in town, and he was friends with a really big name in Donny. I'm not going to say any names, but he was sleeping in the Odeon, behind the Odeon in the gutter. And me and my girlfriend walked past and says, "Oh, come with us, we'll put you up." We gave him some food, gave him some clothes, gave him some drugs. Went to bed that night, woke up the next morning and the door's wide open. And he's took everything, left the door wide open. And so that was the first time we really helped. The second time, I'd kind of learned from it, and we let this kid stay. I can't remember his name, but we let him stay over. And this time I locked all the doors, locked all the windows, took the keys, so he couldn't get out. I mean, we didn't have much anyway, but the next morning he shouts up and says, "Oh, can you open the door? I'm going." So I've come down and I've opened the door and I've stood right with him. And he's gone out. I've shut the door, I've locked it. I've gone in the room and there's a bag full of all my stuff, what he was going to take. What he was going to steal, but because I'd locked all the doors, he couldn't do it. Because that's what junkies are like, I remember letting a pair of brothers from Donny stay at my house. I'm not going to name them. But we had kids in the house, and they were stopping downstairs. And one of them, this is how disgusting they are, he peed in a baby's bottle, because he couldn't be bothered to go to the toilet. So he peed in a baby's bottle and hid it behind the settee. That's someone who tried to help. Real scumbag behaviour. We didn't find it for like a few days when they'd gone. But that's just the level, the people that you're dealing with. That's why I say fair play to Paddy Conway, because junkies can be scumbags. There was another guy who I was helping out, and I couldn't believe it. I just got out of prison, or I think I just got out of prison, or I just got clean, and I had a bracelet. And I was stopping with this guy, and he was going to get beat up because he owed money out. So I stepped up and I said, "Oh, listen, I'll pawn this bracelet in, give you the money to pay him back so you don't get beat up. And then tomorrow when you get paid, we'll go and get it back out." And he was like, "Oh yeah, nice one, cheers." So I've done that. Next morning I couldn't find him. I went to the pawn shop, he'd got it out, got my bracelet out and flogged it, for like 200 quid or something. I thought, you know what I mean, absolute. And the same kid came round to my house one morning, he was detoxing, he was rattling, and I give him 20 quid, he's like, "Oh, I feel ill, I'm dying." And I chucked him 20 quid, my last 20 quid, I said, "Right, we'll go and get a couple bags, come back and we'll have them together." And he's fucked out and didn't come back. And then I'm left with no, I've got nothing then. So then I'm detoxing, I'm rattling. And it's things like that, that's the cutthroat world of addiction. And I'm not judging them, I don't think I was that bad. But, I did some scumbag things in my time. The same guy even sold all my aftershave, sold all my clothes, sold everything, and that's why, that might be why I'm watching this whole Scotty G thing and being a little bit cynical, That's maybe why I'm thinking, there's something not right, because I know what it's like in that world, and it's a cutthroat world, and everybody's all trying to rob each other, they're all trying to rip each other off. That's why I'm single now, because every time I get a message from a woman, I get women messaging me on TikTok, I'm always like, "Oh, what are you up to? What do you want? Why are you messaging me? What you trying to get? What you trying to do? Who's put you up to it?" And I don't know if it's paranoid, but I'm not used to people. I'm not used to people being nice to me. So when somebody that's out in public, I struggle when people come up and say, "Oh, how are you? How are you doing?" I'm like, "What are you up to? Why? You know what I mean? What's your ulterior motive?" And this is the trauma, what you've got to live with after addiction. That's why I document it, so I can show people, that maybe they can relate to it, and maybe it can help them. But yeah, druggies are real scumbags, and there's loads of times I've reached out. There'll be times when I've got a load of money and I've shared it with everyone, and then when it's all gone, they've got their drugs out and bounced, left me with no, and I'm just sat there thinking, what a twat. But that's the world of addiction. Everybody's trying to rob each other, everybody's trying to backstab each other, and it's hard to remain positive in that world. And then when you get clean, you've still got that, you know, you're still a bit cynical, you're still a bit standoffish, and it takes a while to integrate back to normal people. Like, if you put me like in a prison cell, or you put me in a back alley somewhere, then I'll be fine, you know, I can communicate fine. But if you put me in a room with good, hard-working people, good, decent people, it's like I'm lost, you know, I don't know. It's like, whoa, what's going on here? But yeah, anyway, that's the 10-minute mark, which is what I usually try to do my videos for. I don't want to bore people, but I don't want to do them too short. So, but anyway, that's the video for today. If you like the video, press the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Good luck, Scotty G. And nothing but love and admiration for those guys that are trying to help him. I hope it all works out, I really do. So before you do some trolley comments, you know what I mean, I'm not saying no bad about him. All the best. Bonjour.